Very warm day again here. I'll go through the teams with you. The Trafford Borough side is number 1 Steve Tickle, number 2 Steve Connor, number 3 Paul Reynolds, number 4 Mike Stewart, number 5 Tim Idden, number 6 Ken Jones, number 7 Andy Green, number 8 Steve Herbert, number 9 Steve Garner, number 10 Mark Meadows, number 11 Darren Brown from South Sydney, number 12 Cliff Eccles, and number 13 Steve Mavin, also from South Sydney. And the Trafford substitutes today are number 14 Neil Slater and number 15 David Brown. A lot of changes in the Nottingham City side. Their side is number 1 Brent Andrews, number 2 Jai Toda, number 3 Ian Bowie, number 4 David Oates, number 5 Paul Powell, number 6 Chris Willis, number 7 Tony Chappell, number 8 Moses Kerasoma, number 9 and 10 are both trialists, number 11 is Darren Molden, number 12 is Malcolm Riley, 13 is Arnold Hemer, 12 is Duncan Robson, and I beg your pardon, 13 is Arnold Hemer, 14 is Duncan Robson, and 15 again is a trialist. Referee today is Mr. Campbell from Widnes, and his touch judge is Mr. Richmond with the red flag from Oldham, and Mr. Hind with the yellow flag from Rochdale. And it's Nottingham to kick off, left to right, as you watch the game, and that's picked up by Mike Stewart. Good running, held on the 22-metre line for Trafford. Trafford, of course, forced into several changes because of Darren Abraham, who unfortunately suffered a fractured cheekbone last Sunday against Runcorn Highfield. Fortunately, he's had an operation, and everything looks good for the future. So Kenny Jones, a good kick there, I'm told, as Steve Garner gives the ball to Mark Meadows. A good play by Borough. Got to get the handling tightened up after last week. Too many mistakes. Steve Herbert not taking it on the burst. And he's held by Chris Willis and the trialist. So, on the burst, Darren Brown. Good running by Brown. Good first touch for Darren Brown. So, Stevie Garner, heighting halfback, goes on his own. Held on the Nottingham 22-metre line. Darren Brown acting halfback, quick hands, Green. Out to Steve Tickle. And he's just held again on the 22-metre line. 6 tackle now. And attempt to kick for touch by Meadows. And Fred Wood's just arrived.
We've got them all together.
And we've now got a quorum.
We've got a quorum on the far side.
So Nottingham come forward. Good tackling by Darren Brown. Takes down the trialist. And Steve Tickle. Will he give Connor a run? Out to Brown. A good run round. Well taken by Stewart, and Nottingham come across, and 3 players tackle Mike Stewart on this near side touchline. Tim Idden, playing on the left wing, runs forward. Steve Garner to Ken Jones, Andy Green, Steve Mavin. Cliff Eccles, and his Cliff Eccles form thus far this season has been extremely impressive. Won the man of the match award last week and had an outstanding game against St Helens. So there goes Darren Brown. And watch the pace here from Darren Brown. And tried to switch it inside, and there's a play on there, but good break by Darren Brown there. Paul Reynolds and Mark Meadows there at markers, and good tackling so far from Borough. More sense of purpose, certainly after last week's performance. And there goes number 8, and that's a drop ball, and that's Trafford in possession. So that's good tackling, and Steve Mavin plays to Garner, and Garner tries to go again on his own. Makes no headway, held by Arnold Hemer. Kenny Jones out to Andy Green, Green to Meadows.
Andy Green's in the sharp, even then, quick.
Green, Jones, and it's coming out along the line a lot quicker. There goes Mavin, and Mavin's got pace. It's a great ball to Cliff Eccles. Great ball to Cliff Eccles, and Cliff Eccles, oh, great try! What a superb try there by Borough. Great break by Mervyn through the centre. Gave the ball out to Cliff Eccles, made about 30 metres down the near side touchline. Managed to scoop it out to Darren Brown, and that was a terrific tear right down by his knees to score in the 4th minute of the contest. Well, that's an encouraging start for Borough, and I think they've played more rugby in the first 4 minutes than they played in 80 minutes last week. There was talk of bringing Tony Feasy back, but so that was excellent play, and Stevie Tickle with the conversion attempt. So
Come on, Borough, keep it going.
well done, Darren.
Well done, Darren. Good stuff, Borough.
Well done, Mabel. Superb kick there by Steve Tickle.
Cumbrian and Paul. Not on the quota.
So Borough will be looking to capitalise on this start. And that's in the chairman's classic tries portfolio for the end of the season.
Number 262. Can't wait for the end of the season video of classic tries. You can get them on.
Chairman recently asked what he thought of cricket at Mere. He said it'd be a good idea. So Mike Stewart, good catch again. He's coming forward. Very encouraging start for Borough. Garner out to Stevie Herbert, and he's lost the ball, and that's a knock on. And again, these are errors. He was well tackled by 3 or 4 players, but this is what Trafford were doing last week. They were losing the ball on the first or second tackle, and coaches Piers and Graney and Clark have been working on that during the week. So put in by Tony Chappell. And that's again a great pick up by Stevie Connor. Now Stevie Connor could go all the way if he gets some space, and he was alert to it. And Mike Stewart again. Oh, sorry, Paul Reynolds. Mark Meadows.
Come on, Trafford!
Steve Herbert. Andy Green. And to Steve Mervyn. Steve Mervyn again. And trying to keep the ball live, and he's... No, not quite done. It was...
Well played, Steve, lad.
Good play by Steve Mervyn again, and he's making some telling runs in the first 10 minutes of this game. It's a penalty to Trafford, and referee Mr. Campbell explaining to the Nottingham players why he awarded that. So rather than kick for goal, Trafford are going to try and convert this into points to another try. And the ball's out to Tim Hidden. Mark Meadows again. 2 drives there from Borough.
Come on, Borough!
That's out to Steve Herbert. Into Tim Hidden. And that was a good take by Hidden, and he managed to stay in play, which was important there in the 3rd tackle. Out comes the ball a bit slow there to Kenny Jones. Ken Jones out to Steve Maybo. Slips it in to Brown. Brown again out to Tickle. Tickle out to Reynolds. Reynolds to Connor. Can Connor get in from 20 metres? Jinks inside. Slips it again, but looks like a knock on there.
There's more sharpness today.
And it's scrum down, and that is Trafford ball. So that's knocked on by a Nottingham player. So another opportunity here with 6 tackles to extend the lead. And better feeding certainly there. Out the bums A little run around there. Dummy. Paul Reynolds. Can he do something? So it's to Ken Jones, and a great try under the post. And Borough totally transformed here from last week. Great move there. Paul Reynolds, Kenny Jones. Back into Kenny Jones, and that's an excellent try. With Steve Tickle with an easy conversion attempt.
All I can say is Clifford's having a good game, but you're not noticing it. You with me? Clifford's having a good game, but you're not noticing it. Because of the rest of play. You know what I mean? It's great stuff.
And straight between the H's from Steve Tickle, so Trafford move into a 12-point lead.
Let me say about I went to town on it. Quite
So Trafford should capitalise on this, and some slick handling so far from Trafford. Nottingham must really wonder what's hit them in the first 10 minutes. So again, the ball goes down there to Tim Idden. Tim Idden, good utility player for Borough, played in the A team and always acquitted himself well when he comes into the first team. So Garner, Stevie Garner going on the run from acting halfback. Andy Green marshalling the attack there. Mark Meadows. And they're trying to keep the ball live, in fairness to Borough at the moment. Mike Stewart. Mike Stewart runs round two and got the sense to stay inside there. Out to Ken Jones, and Kenny's going to kick for position. That's a great kick into space over Jai Toder's head. And that means that the Nottingham forwards have got to turn round, they've got to run back 40-50 metres. And that's no fun when you're 12-0 down in the first 10 minutes. So just while this scrum's being taken, we'll just have a word with the chairman. Ask the chairman how he sees it going so far.
Well, this is much better, Alan, isn't it? They look sharper, quicker off the play of the ball, which is so important. The two Australians have added a lot of speed. Excellent stuff.
Yeah, and I think certainly a shadow of the team that turned out last week. You can't believe it's the same players.
No, I'm sure, as I said last week, Mick and Tommy get it right, and they are doing.
Thanks, Mike. So Nottingham trying to come forward, and they've not really been given a chance to get any fluency going at all. I mean, Trafford have been in on the tackle. So kick forward, and Steve Tickle. Give Stevie Connor a run here, and Connor, good running by Stevie Connor, makes 15-20 metres. Goes right, and that's a loose ball, but Andy Green's on hand to pick it up. And he comes forward, pulled down by 3 Nottingham defenders.
Offside!
So here comes Mark Meadows coming forward. To Ken Jones. Can Ken Jones make a break? Beats 1-2, and
Come on, let it come!
6 tackle now, so don't quite know who's on the kick here. It's Steve Tickle. So a good kick again by Steve Tickle, but well gathered by full-back Brent Andrews. Good tackling by Tim Idden. Trying to run from acting half-back. Here's number 5, Paul Powell. There's Cliff Eccles. He won't go far with Cliff in attendance. And Cliff's pet hate, we understand, is lady karate experts. And that's good tackling. And that's straight into touch, and that's Trafford's head and ball, and Darren Brown saying, look, let's have the ball, let's get on with this game.
Come on, I've just realised how to do it.
10 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
10 minutes.
If you can do that for me, I can both it away from
Alright.
So Andy Green comes out to Meadows. Drops it back, the ball's gone backwards, and that's okay, so probably the rub of the green going with Trafford there. Ken Jones. There goes Cliff Eccles.
Let it come now!
It comes to little dummy there, inside to Darren Brown, and Darren Brown isn't the sort of man you want to meet in a dark alley on a Saturday night. So here goes Steve Mavin. Steve Mavin. Good tackle by Arnold Hemer on him. Little kick forward, and that's alright, that's teasing kick. And well picked up by the Nottingham fullback, Brent Andrews. So Steve Mavin got a bit of a knock there, and Linda Atherton coming on to attend to him as Nottingham come forward on their own 22-metre line. Jai Toder in possession, ball goes out wide. And good tackling by Borough. And just Nottingham not being allowed to create any openings. Jai Toder again for Nottingham, plays the ball back. Good tackling again by Stevie Garner, and Borough taking no prisoners at the moment. This is good stuff. So a little kick forward there, and that should be to Steve Connor. Good run again from Steve Connor, midfield. That lad's got pace, absolutely right. Here comes Mark Meadows.
Come on, use the ball, Borough, come on! Stretch him!
The ball comes out wide, another move here for Cliff Eccles. Cliff Eccles going on a run down there.
Run, Clifford! Come on, use this ball! Come on, it's wide!
Little run around there to Stevie Garner.
Let it come, come on!
And Tommy Graney calling out to the line to get deeper. Out comes the ball to Darren. Good ball there from Darren Brown, and out to Mickey Stewart. He cuts in field, can he go all the way? And I think he did the right thing there. Six tackle here. And he's got a knock there. Mickey Stewart's got a knock. And referee Campbell asked for the clock to be stopped. So with 17 minutes gone in this first half, the score is still Trafford Borough 12, Nottingham City 0, and it's been Old Trafford at the moment.
Because I think we'll get more from Mayo at centre.
So probably winded, but they're on the last tackle here, and
You're talented, because you love ball, pace.
you can see the difference now playing. Yeah.
I'd like to see Maven at school now. At centre. Yeah. Put Maven now, so make up.
So we're going to have a word in a moment with Claire Marsland about how she sees this going at the moment, and live interview with Claire Marsland in a moment. And she'll be followed up by Philly, because she thinks she's going to get away with this. And they've got to keep this live, which they do. There's Tickle into Darren Brown, out to, slips it inside to Mavin. Now Mavin, and Nottingham possession, so it's getting a bit like a 7-a-side game there. And markers not behind each other, not at right angles to the man playing the ball, so that relieves the pressure for Nottingham. But if Borough get another try, they'll have a mountain to climb. So Borough offside. And Mr. Campbell absolutely right there, in my opinion. So Chris Willis kicks it to touch, and prop number 8, Moses Karasoma, tackled by Herbert and Mark Meadows. And there's Andy Green again, good tackling. Small lad but a very big heart. And they come blind now, and Borough just not allowing any room, not letting him have any room at all. So probably the first time a half tackle had been missed there, but Nottingham come out Willis, out to Chappell, and Kenny Jones there, and that's the judges just going. Good tackle again by Andy Green, and that's 6th tackle coming up. And Green's playing an excellent game at the moment. Little kick on the angle. So good kick there, but Connor played safe, and that was the thing to do. Nothing fancy. All right, he gives possession back to Nottingham, but far better than giving a try away. So Stevie Tickle with the dropout from underneath the posts. Good kick, that deep, good deep kick. That's gone 70 yards. Good tackle there by Andy Green, excellent tackling. And Andy Green having an outstanding game defensively at the moment.
Who's at Mark last week?
Reeves. There's Karasoma. And he's dropped the ball. And Timmy Eden's got a bad knock there. And yeah, he's getting up, but
Reeves is no better than that. Andy Green's no better than that.
Oh, it's shot.
so Timmy Eden up, but again great tackling there, and there's Kenny Jones kicking for position. Good deep kick. Now that keeps the ball live, which is better than going into touch really. And Kenny Jones says we're going to play in your half, and a good tackle there. There's Steve Mavin straight up, tackles a fullback. Jai Toda tries to come away for Nottingham. Paul Reynolds tackles him with Mavin. Good tackle again by Darren Brown. So kick forward there, and they're not onside, so they've got to give 10 metres. Steve Tickle, good running by Stevie Tickle. And he's even faster in his wheelchair. So here comes Mavin. Steve Mavin. I mean, would you like to tackle a 16-stone Big Mac, Michael? Stevie Herbert trying the break, but good tackling again.
Come on, Borough, use this ball.
Jones out to Clifford Eccles. Drop the ball. So Nottingham back in possession, and Cliff Eccles got a knock on the hip there. Mark Meadows given offside there. The Trafford must eliminate these mistakes, but I think Cliff Eccles will be all right. 24 minutes gone. It's still Trafford Borough 12, Nottingham City 0. As Karasoma goes forward, and that's not something you clean your toilet with, that's the name of the man. And tackling again by Mark Meadows and Andy Green. And Darren Molden there on a run. Danger here for Borough to keep the defence tight. Number 6, Chris Willis now. Ball coming out. Got to get these tackles in, and there's Darren Brown. This is 6th tackle. And still in possession. And the ball's dead, so that's a tap on the 22-metre line for Borough. So good defensive work.
Come on!
So Tommy Graney and Mick Pearce calling for more effort. Trafford must use up these 6 tackles. Here's Darren Brown. And he's like a raging bull when he gets the ball, Darren Brown. Out to Andy Green. Kenny Jones. Kenny Jones, in my opinion, did well to catch that. Inside to Meadows. So and good tackle by Ken Jones, well followed up. Mavian was there as well. So Kenny Jones got a knock there. Mavian tackle, good tackle by Mavian again. As Nottingham come forward. And Stevie Herbert. And good pick up there. Nottingham now showing a promising move here. Is out to Toda. That's on 6th tackle. And Willis kicking. Well picked up by. And the ball had, he took the ball and carried it dead, I think. So drop it from under the post. So Steve Tickle again with a deep kick, and fairness to Nottingham, they've come back into it. And here comes Malcolm Riley, and he's missed by Mike Stewart. Timmy Hidden takes him. So Mickey Stewart missed again, so they've got to be more positive with these tackles. Ball still live. Chance here for Nottingham. Chance here for Nottingham. Is a try there by number 8, Moses Karasoma. And Trafford missed a couple of tackles there. And substitute David Brown warming up.
Well, hold the ball for 6 seconds.
How long, man? Yeah,
Karasoma.
27.
27. Karasima.
Where's Kent again?
I don't know. Nottingham. Probably Nottingham. So number 4 David Oates attempting the conversion here, and he was practicing before the game and he was crap. Well, he was. And don't like Cliff Eccles is coming off. He's got seems to have a serious knock on his hip. And that's wide. So
Oh, he's the moment, isn't he? A little more injured at the moment,
So with 28 minutes gone, it's Trafford Borough 12, Nottingham City 4. And Kenny Jones' kick is collected by Jai Toda. So David Brown has replaced Cliff Eccles, number 15. And tackling again by Stevie Garner.
slower than I think.
So Arnold Hemer.
Back in the second row.
And Willis kicks deep. Straight to Tickle now. Can Connor. Another good run by Connor, 10-20 metres. Direct running. And Dave Brown in possession for Borough. Ball comes out wide to Mark Meadows. Good tackling by Nottingham. Ken Jones, good dummy there. And he'll kick forward and Jai Toda. Well, good tackling by David Brown. So Kerasoma comes forward. So Willis. And look at the forward pass. He's got the ball forward, but it looked very much forward pass from here, but still. And Papa says it was forward. Papa says it's Sunday, it's Sunday. Papa says it's Christmas, we all sing carols. So Andy Green in possession from that scrum. Steve Mavin going on his own from acting halfback. Darren Brown out to Ken Jones and Travis. Paul Reynolds. So the news on Cliff Eccles is that we don't think it's too serious. No, good running by Steve Herbert. Good stuff from Stevie Herbert. Darren Brown out to Mavo. Steve Mavin, and well taken by Steve Tickle. And timing the runs quite well at the moment, Borough. So on the halfway line, Stevie Garner out to Ken Jones, kicks forward. Oh, and he retrieves the ball now. It seemed to me to be half tackled, and Ken Jones certainly making a valuable contribution today. So that's scrum down. It's Nottingham's head and ball, and we'll be going over shortly to Claire Marsland to ask her what she thinks of the game. And she wants to stop it, and I don't know what that means. She wants to stop the game or something, I understand. Good defence by Ken Jones again. Chris Willis in possession for Nottingham, just inside the 22-metre line. They're trying to play some open rugby. There's Paul Reynolds. Again well tackled by Darren Brown. Ball goes out left and Willis will be kicking for position. And they're all offside at the moment. And that's not 10 metres. That's not 10 metres.
Half time, you're going to be more New Zealanders here than an Auckland.
So offside given, but my opinion, 10 metres wasn't given there. Number 4 was 10 metres offside, and however, Mr. Campbell's in charge. I must stress that the opinions of the commentator are not necessarily those of the club and its management.
Or his wife. Certainly not with his wife.
David Brown. Andy Green. Ken Jones to Steve Herbert. Trafford coming back into it a bit now. Steve Garner, Andy Green to Darren Brown, and keeps the ball live again. And there goes Paul Reynolds inside to Steve Connor. And he's tackled by Chris Willis. And that emanated from Darren Brown keeping the ball live. Comes to Andy Green. And they're really standing deep here. Steve Tickle. Long ball to Oh, and a knock on there, but Timmy Eden did well to move inside, so Nottingham's ball. Second tackle coming up. So Nottingham encamped at the moment in their 22-metre area as they try to come forward.
He played centre last week.
And another in possession. He's one of the well-known family of others from New Zealand. And Darren Abraham calling for the ball. Darren Brown, beg your pardon, calling for the ball. And there he goes now.
Go on, Darren! Go on, Darren!
Now goes Darren Brown. Can he go all the way? Beautiful stuff by Darren Brown. What a lovely take. Superb take. Ran forward. Now must make something of this, surely. There goes Steve Mavin. He'll take some stopping. He'll take some stopping. And he's there. What a brilliant try there. And great play there by Darren Brown. Made 25, 30 metres. Ball came out and...
Good stuff.
And
Well, I think at the end of the day, you don't...
on a diet of Big Macs and Chicken McNuggets. How do they do it? And these lads, of course, sponsored by McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And Wimpy's.
And here's Andy Rippon. Andy Rippon's he just getting used to daylight. Oh, and there's a terrible blow. Yes, we understand the Barnes and Company sign has been removed. Anyway, Steve Tickle.
No.
Excellent kick. Oh, got his kicking boots on today. Great try there by Steve Mavin after 35 minutes. Converted by Steve Tickle, but one has to say excellent work there by Darren Brown. Took the ball like a world-class centre. Went 40 metres and from the play of the ball.
Yeah, Mark.
There's Ian McLean, he's just got out of bed. And that's...
You know, but I'm joking. Yeah. I'd ask you what you think of it. Do you want quality or what?
Anyway, the Aussies are having a marked impact, but we've just heard there's a better one in France.
Oh, good kick, Kenny. Keep it inside the ground, Ken.
So pressure back on Nottingham and Dave Brown. Ball's gone backwards. Stevie Garner out to Steve Connor. And Steve Connor's still got the ball. He's causing all sorts of problems when he gets it. Paul, let the ball come deep, you're saying. Inside to Mark Meadows. And yeah, bone crunching tackle there by Arnold Hemer. And that's Trafford in possession, so again good defence by Trafford as the ball comes out. Kenny Jones to Steve Herbert. Steve Herbert in possession. Mark Meadows. Dave Brown. Approach half time. 2 or 3 minutes left at half time. Can Borough get another one? And that's the first mistake Darren Brown's made, and we'll allow him that one for this match.
Forward.
So very slow hands there from Nottingham. Number 12 Malcolm Riley dumped down by Brown. and tackling him out of the game at the moment. And Darren Brown's in again with Mikey Stewart and Steve Mavin. And the defence today is Chris Willis. And that's I wouldn't disagree with that.
Very hard. He's technically right, but very hard. She has to kick down.
So he's going to have a kick at goal. Well,
Have you been scrapping him?
Kick it ball.
the bouncer at Mothercare.
Bounce from other guy.
Yeah.
What's that, a nipple protector?
So a penalty attempt by David Oates, and we'll be going over to Claire Marsland shortly for her comments on the game.
Claire Marsland.
Papa dog.
We'll have a word with Papa Doc in a minute, I think.
Mama dog.
That's number 8 for the pain.
It's a good kick, but it's gone wide and of the right hand. Got the distance, plenty of distance. So
18-6.
Darren Brown again in the tackle with Mark Meadows. Number 8, Moses Karasoma, trying to come forward.
Good tackling.
Nottingham trying to come forward, so it's imperative that Trafford don't let him get back in the game. And at half time, score is Trafford Borough 18, Nottingham City 4. Big.
Darren Brown up.
Looks for you. So welcome back to the second half. Kick off there by Ken Jones. Nottingham in possession just outside their own 22-metre line. Half-time score, Trafford Borough 18, Nottingham 4. Neil Slater on for Darren Brown, who has a hamstring problem, we understand. So David Brown tackling there with Mike Stewart on the far side. And kick forward by David Olsen. That's a good kick into space. Depends what sort of bounce he gets. And that's dead. So tap on the 22-metre line for Borough. So Steve Garner running forward. Mark Meadows. Good running by Mark Meadows. Makes about 10 metres.
I recognise his legs.
Neil Slater. Andy Green.
Sorry.
Steve Mavin. And he's moved to centre. And Garner out to Andy Green. And Kenny Jones, and he's going to drive them back. And Jai Toda. And tackled by Paul Reynolds. Mark Meadows. So the acting half-back, full-back, Brent Andrews going forward. The ball's backwards, so he's alright. Chris Willis plays the ball wide. The forward pass from here. Still they move forward, and 6 tackle. And quite deep enough. Can Steve Cotter get around Toda here? Oh, beats 1, beats 2. Good run again by Steve Connor. And Toda came back to tackle him. So David Brown on the drive for Trafford.
Go on, Borough!
Held by Toda and Malcolm Riley. Stevie Herbert here.
Come on, get it to Maven wide there.
P.A.Y. Herbert, as he is now known. Yeah, that's it to Steve Maven. No, Steve Maven will take a bit of stopping if he can get around the thing, yeah. If he can get around the fullback. And he's bundled into touch on the far side, but he ran about 40 metres.
I think it was too tight on the line to give it to him.
And this boy makes Kevin Iro look like Alf Roberts. So Nottingham's had him ball and feeding. So Trafford penalty. And Stevie Garner goes forward. He's quick tap. Doesn't quite make the line. But good speed of thought there from Steve Garner. Hope the ball comes to Slater. And he's still got it at possession. Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows.
Striding, majestic.
And number 12, Malcolm Riley, got a knock there for Nottingham. Inside to Ken Jones. Ken Jones could go all the way. To Mark Meadows. Keeping the ball live. And they're going backwards, but Dave Brown. And Dave Brown's very quick over the first 2 yards. Not many can touch him. And the ball comes wide, and Andy Green, and he tries to slip it, but the ball's still in a Trafford possession, but Slater loses it, and Chris Willis has the ball for Nottingham, comes away. And another A&other has got a knock. And this family of A&others, they get everywhere.
Very big Maori family called Other.
Yeah.
The Other family from Auckland.
And the mother is M-other, mother. Mother's M-other, mother.
I love that.
Like a bat ball, isn't it? Got it around.
Mel Wibley, the Nottingham coach, going on to the pitch to see what the problem is, and sees quite a bad knock here, and bad knock to number 12. Ways. So Nottingham going to be depleted now. They've got, looks like they might have 1 or 2 coming off with only 1 sub to come on. So Malcolm Riley looking in a fair bit of pain there, and Dr. McLean is going down, and he's certainly earning his bread at the moment. So our game resumes. Nottingham trying to break out their own 22 metre and trying to keep the ball live in fairness to them. Good tackle by Tim Hidden. The ball comes again and well picked up there by number 9, who's a trialist. Good run around by Willis. Out to Toda. Good tackle by Steve Connor. Throws the ball back into Willis. Now Trafford keep the line. Good knock forward there. And Herbert shook Willis up there. Good tackling. It's good open play here from Nottingham, and they're trying to. Oh, and a knock on there, but well picked up by number 4, Paul Reynolds. That's good play from Nottingham. David Brown going blind now. He's got to stay in field. Good little 10-metre run by Dave Brown on the far side of the field. Score still Trafford 18, Nottingham 4, with about 10 minutes of the second half gone. There comes Steve Tickle. Dummies. Kenny Jones out to Neil Slater. Neil Slater. Good running by Neil Slater. Made about 10-15 metres for Borough. Mavin, of course, pushed into centre now that Neil Slater's playing it loose forward. And there's Steve Mavin, and he dummies 1. Dummies 2, and he's a big, strong lad. Plays the ball inside to Mike Stewart. Mike Stewart can go all the way, and he does! Great try by Mike Stewart. Again, good work by Steve Mavin. Played it inside to Stewart. But all credit to Mickey Stewart, he went all the way to score just by the side of the posts with round about 11 minutes gone of the second half. I wasn't far out, it's just 7 minutes. I was only 50% out. He's working with Marsland, they've become the master of the overstatement. And there's a man walking round with a board here. There's a man walking round here with a board wearing a silly hat.
Peter said that Beasley and Gray are arguing like Libsy and Ireland. They said who's who? Which one's winning? The Gray says
So well converted there. 8 minutes gone, the second half. Takes the score to Trafford Borough 24, Nottingham 4. And Steve Tickle again converts a try.
Do you want to buy a new stand? Hey, do you want to buy a new stand?
So David Oates kicks off. And Ken Jones plays it inside to Mick Stewart. Mick Stewart. Good running by Mick Stewart. 20-30 metres upfield. And ball comes out to Mark Meadows.
Come on, let it go!
Held by 14, Duncan Robson. Well slipped. Neil Slater. Space for Slater now. Into Green. Oh, and he couldn't quite pick it up. Anyway, Andy Green got a bit of a knock there. Holding his back. Good tackling by Steve Tickle. A good play there by Neil Slater. And he's made an impact. Now ball comes out to Nottingham. Not much of a line. Paul Reynolds will take a bit of stopping if he gets space. And Reynolds in possession just inside the 22-metre line. So Neil Slater out to David Brown. Plays it out to Ken Jones, and it's a bit like a 7-a-side game at the moment. Trafford trying to keep it live. And Steve Garner. He's going to go on his own, and he's held about 5 metres out now. I don't know whether this is going to be a Sheffield, a Kiwi, or a Hunslet. But it's into Mavin, and he takes a bit of holding. Look at the strength of that man. And the swan dive by Steve Mavin. Absolutely wonderful try there by Steve Mavin. And absolutely superb try there from Steve Mavin. Just shrugged off the tackles.
Are you reading the programme? What's he doing? Mark. What's that?
So I got 13 points for the dive there. And Steve Tickle converts that, so Trafford now romping away at 30 points to 4. With only about... How long gone now?
Gone?
You came all the way around.
How long gone? How long?
Yeah.
So I was right the first time, 11 minutes now I've gone. And
How long?
it's 11 minutes of the second half, 51 minutes gone, that's right.
Go on, Timmy!
And Tim Hidden and
Good run, good run.
Trafford now should make some impression on this. There goes Mick Stewart. Stevie Herbert. And good play by the Trafford forwards, driving in, sapping the energy of the Nottingham defence. And great kick there, great torpedo kick deep. Didn't quite get the bounce, but Jai Toda running it out of defence for Nottingham. And he's going to be tackled by Steve Connor, and he's had a good game so far without any fuss. Does his job, makes his tackles, comes in on the runs to take the pressure off the forwards. So Nottingham still trying to come forward. And David Brown again, good tackling. He looks a leaner, fitter David Brown than we saw last year. So Faulty Towers proprietor, Mr. Huff, has just arrived on the... And David Oates. Proprietor of the Green Gobbles guest house. But Stevie Tickle. And Steve Connor. Steve, great try there. This is going to be a great try if he makes it. What a great run by Steve Tickle. And a very bad knock here for Tim Hidden. I hope it's not a bad knock, but he seemed to complain as soon as he went down that he got some pain. And Peter Clark saying get organised. We've just had a 55-metre run and we're getting organised.
Okay. 4-0. He's got that, and Barnes with the other one. 5 minutes ago. He went down with the back There's a hole in the fence there.
So Clifford Eccles, he's still seems to be struggling with his injury, and Tim Hidden got a knock on the ankle there.
Harry Ramsden there. Done by Arab. Oh, I'm going to it's on the way.
So Trafford play the ball, and quite a lengthy stoppage this. So I was concerned when Tim Hidden went down, and he's coming off. So Trafford down to 12 men. It's Ken Jones. I'd like to see the ball come out to Mervyn here. He's deep enough.
Got it.
Off Herbert.
Out it comes to Green, to Herbert. Herbert can't give it to him. He's smothered by 3 Nottingham players, but Mervyn looking for it this time.
No.
And oh, and he's still knock on there for Borough. So about 15 minutes gone now in the second half. So Mr. Campbell not happy with the way that ball was fed in. And Andy Green. Out to Ken Jones, inside to Paul Reynolds. Paul Reynolds held 18 metres from the Nottingham line. Steve Mervyn breaks through again. And he takes some holding, this lad, when he gets through. Ball comes out wide and the line isn't coming up fast enough, and no line there, Borough. He was lacking support.
Thank you, referee.
And penalty. Chris Willis pushing Garner, and Steve Tickle with this relatively simple penalty attempt right in front of the posts, and he's calling for the beach, and there goes Andy Rippon again. So Borough really should be burying Nottingham now. One would like to see sort of a 50-point result here, and 34, but we're bearing in mind that Idden got a bad knock on the knee there and he's just come back on. And we'll ask the chairman how he sees it now.
What was the question, Alan?
Right, we'll try an easier one. Ask the chairman how he sees the game so far.
Well, obviously disappointed with all these injuries that are occurring. Aren't you, Alan? I mean, that's 3 down, and Tim down as well. If we can keep clear of any more, I think we will get 50.
Yeah, the injury problem is a worrying one, with Abraham out, Brown with a hamstring problem, Eccles again injured today.
Mint response.
Oh, mint.
So it converts a penalty, and it's 32-4.
Hold on, Paul Reynolds. That's better. Come on, Borough! Come on!
And Mark Meadows coming forward. Stevie Garner. Ken Jones, and he's driving him back with a lovely torpedo kick into space.
Very, very good kick.
Excellent kick forward.
Is that a 500 or 550 or something like that?
And fullback Brent Andrews coming forward. And there's a 6'8" policeman here standing in the way, but I'm not asking him to move.
I will.
And Jai Toad, the ball comes out. And good hands here from Nottingham. Timmy Hidden there in with the tackle, with his right knee strapped up now. And he's given the knock on.
Then he went for the penalty at the last minute.
And Trafford head and ball, so chance here for Trafford to shine again.
We have. Man of the match.
Yeah, I agree. Good match, yeah.
To Andy Green. And it was a bad ball, and that he would have done well to pick that up, so Nottingham back in possession. And they try to play open rugby, in fairness to them. And he looks distinctly like another, that man. No, he's not. He's a Arnold Heber. Now goes David Oates. Well tackled by Mavin. Jai Toda. Ball coming out along the line, and they're trying to play open rugby. And good tackle there. Kenny Jones was tackling Steve Garner, I think, who was tackling a Nottingham player. And knock on again, so maybe back to 6, is it that? No. 6 tackle now. So.
Not clue what he's doing.
And quite know what that about. There goes Steve Tickle in possession.
Come on, Borough, keep that ball going.
David Brown, and he's acquitted himself well since he came on a substitute. Andy Green. Out to Kenny Jones. Steve Mavin. Tackled by Chris Willis. And Darren Molden. Ken Jones. And, yeah.
Come on!
Penalty given there for obstruction on Ken Jones. He kicked through. And, might be rubbish, but it's a penalty.
Look at the scoreboard.
So, Ken Jones kicks into touch. Good kick there, deep into the Nottingham half, and it's Steve Garner to play the ball. He'll be giving Stevie Connor a run. If he can make 20 metres this one, he'll score. And he scored! So he's so another telling run from Stevie Connor from a play of the ball. Nottingham will be disappointed in the tackling there. And Darren Brown has dropped a Big Mac on his foot.
Well, go on.
So that's a try there after, let's see, 15, 17 minutes. Beg your pardon. 22 minutes halfway through the second half. 20 minutes. Any advance on 20, and so Stevie Tickle attempted to extend the score, and he's pulled that across the goal. So 36-4 to Trafford. And David Oates to restart the game for Nottingham. And Chris Willis trying to drive on the Nottingham players. It's a good deep kick. Paul Reynolds. Held just inside his own 22-metre line. And because Reynolds was kicking out, penalty given to Nottingham. I can't believe they're going to kick at goal here. So move on here. Good tackle by Dave Brown. And he's lost the ball, and well, Neil Slater was alive to it, saw it, picked it up. Stevie Garner in possession, just inside his own 22-metre line. Andy Green, Kenny Jones, Steve Herbert on the burst. Oh, and he's lost the ball. And they've won it back again. So Borough getting a bit sloppy now.
They've got the doctor. No, Darren's with the doctor.
So Stevie Herbert. Ken Jones. Oh, and Jai Toda. Good tackle by Steve Connor.
Good tackling, Steve. Good tackling, Steve Connor.
So, marching half back out to Jai Toda. Again tackled by Steve Connor. Nottingham still trying to keep it live. Good tackle by Garner. That's too deep. Tap on the 22. And Steve Tickle doesn't want to be going over there for the ball. Use another one, that's it. Neil Slater. Oh. So, to Dave Brown. So, Dave Brown. Stevie Herbert looking for the ball, driving through. And Steve Mavin a run. Mrs. Mavin out. Ball comes into Mike Stewart. Mike Stewart still going. We're running by Mike Stewart. And Steve Mavin. To Neil Slater. Neil Slater to Tickle. Tickle to Garner. That's a good long ball to Steve Connor. Steve Connor, he could go all the way inside to Paul Reynolds. Paul Reynolds out to Jones. Jones to Green. Green to Mavin. Mavin. Mavin still running. And sixth tackle coming up. Long ball out to... Well, what's this about? Is that little fly half? Steve Herbert. Like David Watkins there. But good effort there. And David Oates coming away with the ball. So here comes another.
Didn't know his name.
That's a good run. Gap in the defence. Good tackle again by Stevie Connor. And well smothered by Kenny Jones, and Kenny Jones is hurt now. Kenny Jones is hurt. So Kenny Jones knee problems, so so he's stopped the clock. And they probably had more injuries in the first two games than we had all last season so far. And here's Mick Pears.
Massive Semtex.
Oh, Kenny Jones getting strapped up. And this A another is going to play the ball to A another. Oh, Kenny Jones certainly struggling there with that knee. Not happy about it. And good running by Darren Molden. Marked by Garner. And kick forward there by Tony Chappell. And there comes Timmy Eden. What can he do? He's held down in his own 22-metre area. Mick Stewart. And so it comes to Slater. Slater to Meadows, not really taking it on the burst. And Steve Tickle kicks it out to his near side touchline and picked up by Kenny Jones, gone on the wing now. And Stevie Connor dropped back to full back now, with Steve Tickle moving into 6 and Ken Jones onto the wing. Yes. Chris Willis, tackled by Andy Green and Ken Jones in attendance. David Oates now playing it out to Chappell. And that's Steve Herbert. Good interception by Herbert. And Steve... Mike Stewart. Good tackling again by Nottingham.
Come on, get it wide. Come on, Borough.
David Brown. Slater. Out to Andy Green. Andy Green and Nottingham in possession. So nobody in the full-back position at the moment. A penalty for going in late on the tackle, second time around. And
back in face, Borough.
So Borough players offside again. Play the ball. And no doubt they'll try to run this with 31 minutes gone in the second half. And chance here for Nottingham to close the gap. And Mark Meds tackles another. And the ball comes to Darren Molden. And he's held just short of the line. Steve Mavin, ball comes left to Chappell. What can Chris Willis do? And Chris Willis is held by Mark Meadows again. He's in the thick of it at the moment. Ball comes out left. And he's in touch. And I couldn't see from my position, but the linesman's on the spot, touch judge is on the spot. And Trafford head and ball. And he didn't go in. Careful on the feeding this season. The referees have got an instruction to come down hard on any blatant feeding. And lucky to get away with it then, in my opinion. So Neil Slater trying to come away from acting half-back.
Get him onside!
David Brown again. So David Brown just inside the Trafford 22-metre area.
Oh, get him onside!
Mark Meadows. Steve Tickle kicking forward and get the right bounce, that might just go in. So Nottingham trying to come forward again, and noticeable that their forwards are walking back there. Bit tired now. So Davy Brown assisting Mark Meadows there on the tackle. And another, I think it's complaining about a knock in the face. And Nottingham ball going out wide right, and good tackle there by Mike Stewart. And Trafford head and ball just inside there. I beg your pardon, there's a touch there, so it's really Nottingham head and ball. Inside the last 5 minutes now. Chris Willis. Ian Boy trying to make some ground. Not seen much of him in this game. David Oates. Well tackled by Mike Stewart and Paul Reynolds. Darren Molden coming forward. And Nottingham substitutes this to Molden. And he's still in play. Ball comes out wide. Willis. Good tackle by Stevie Garner, and this 6 tackle coming up. They do something different here. Try and keep it live, a little kick through. Steve Connor. Beats 1, beats 2. Oh, and if he'd have got through there, they'd taken a bit of catching.
No, he's in his ankle.
He's lost his boot, so...
Always makes it available.
So Andy Green playing the ball now. Out to Neil Slater. To Steve Herbert.
Oh, no, Kenny can't go down to your house.
Oh, cut it out, 11. I should think so.
So Jai Toda. Soweto type character.
To bring in that.
Once had a game when I was a child, used to put plasticine in the head and turn the knob and the hair came out like that. But Neil Slater. Out to David Brown and Garner. Well, David Brown managed to release the ball, but Garner's held just at the side of him. Paul Reynolds out to Slater. Ball's out to Mario Meadows. Out to Tickle. Ball's gone backwards. Steve Connor could see a gap. Good run again through midfield by Steve Connor. Meadows out to Tim Hidden. Comes in field. And ball robbed. But Steve Garner follows up, tackles Chris Willis. So Nottingham trying to come forward again, and Mervyn gives him a chicken McKnuckle. So David Brown in possession. So David Brown robs the ball from Nottingham. Out it comes to Steve Herbert. Out to Andy Green. Out to Meadows. Meadows calling for the ball there. I think he'd seen something and he just couldn't quite release. He dropped the ball. And again, that's disappointing on first tackle. And Chris Willis looking for space, but again, good tackling by Dave Brown. He's had a good game as he came on a substitute.
David Brown, excellent.
And 6 tackle now. Nottingham using the tackles up. Be a little kick here from Willis, and it's Trafford head and ball.
How long is Sally? 4 minutes.
And 4 minutes to go. Tickle to Stewart. Mike Stewart trying to make a break through the middle there, but he's well held by number 3 Ian Bowie. Steve Connor. Maybe Connor, and he's tackled by Tony Chappell. And Connor's had an outstanding game on the wing. He's coming in, looking for the runs and the tackles. There goes Mavin again. He'll take a bit of stopping, Mavin, as he gets down here. Oh, it's a great play by Mavin again. And Tim Hidden goes in by the left-hand side of the post. And that tremendous play by Steve Mavin. Unselfishly running down the left wing, turns it inside to Timmy Hidden, who went in just by the side of the post. So it takes Trafford into the 40s now, leading 40 points to 4.
How long?
37. Oh, was it? Sorry, 77.
She's not going.
And Tickle's conversion attempt. And that's right between the H's. Takes a score to Trafford 42, Nottingham 4.
Very good.
Come on, Bert!
So David Oates to kick off, and Nottingham, of course, dead and buried with 2 or 3 minutes to go. We'll then move into the last minute now, and Paul Reynolds going forward. And Paul Reynolds come forward just inside his own 22-metre line. Steve Mavin again. Steve Mavin again going on a run. And 4 Nottingham players trying to pull him down, which they eventually do. Stevie Herbert. And Steve Tickle, that's a good kick. And turned Jai Toad around, wasn't able to do much with that. And whilst one would argue that Trafford have played 2 of the weaker teams in the league so far, nevertheless there's 4 points. And that's good news for Mick Pearce and the coaching staff. Anyway, Nottingham come away with the ball. Toad are trying to make a run. And out it goes. Trafford, cakewalk in the end. Trafford Borough 42, Nottingham City 4. A thoroughly professional performance from Trafford. Outstanding performances all round. I suppose the pick of the bunch would be Steve Mavin, whose strength told at loose forward and in the centre. Darren Brown certainly in the first half, but also Steve Garner, Andy Green, Steve Connor. Difficult to highlight anybody. A thoroughly good performance all round. So we'll leave you at Moss Lane with the final score: Trafford Borough 42, Nottingham City 4.